Oof. Yeah, that should work. Okay. This might upset a few people. It's not my intent, but might step on a few toes here. I haven't pissed off the group in a while, so I just figured we're due. I'm not the person I was when I was 35 or 25. 45 is when I started to change. 40, 45. I used to drive big fancy trucks. I had the first, I don't know if it was the first year. 91, I got the, was it 97? 97, I got the Dodge Cummins 3/4 ton 4x extended cab, leather, it had everything. There was nothing this thing didn't have on it. Heated seats, had the big diesel in it, turbo diesel. And this is back when people were driving big trucks. This wasn't cool. And I really didn't even need it. That was the most expensive vehicle I ever bought. But I was making good money back then. And but if you've ever been in one, everybody sees big trucks now. But back then, late 90s, you get in a big truck like that, people were driving Trans Ams and stuff. It was a power trip. I mean, you own the road. When you get in that thing, and I'm not even 5'8", but in that vehicle I was 6'4", 6'4", bulletproof. And you had to go out of your way not to just run people over, because you own the road. You were the master of all. Big loud diesel. Nobody had diesel back then. But looking back, I could have bought any four-wheel vehicle and got from point A to point B. Okay, paid far less for it. But the feeling I got out of owning that Dodge, and in my perceived mind that I was getting this status, which really didn't get a status for the thing, because it just wasn't the norm like it is now. It'd be like if I drove a BMW. You get status with a BMW, is the point I'm trying to make. You can drive a used Honda Accord, but when you drive a BMW, there's perceived status with that vehicle. But you got to pay about $20,000 more for it. Okay? That feeling I got in that Dodge, that perceived bit of boost of status or ego, excuse me, still got this cold. I had to pay for that. I paid probably $15,000 more for that truck than any other truck that I could have bought at the time. And really didn't need a truck. I was used to trucks. You know, you want that extra feeling, that ego booster, that status. You pay more for that. Okay? I mean, at that time, I had that big Dodge truck in the driveway. I had a 1967 Chevy Chevelle in the garage, parked next to a 1991 300ZX twin turbo with 38,000 miles on it. I paid more in car and insurance than I did than my home. When I was just one person, you can't drive them all at the same time. And it made me sick to have the 300ZX that's afraid to park it anywhere. You get scratched. So that's me at about age 35. Now, since then, I'm about to turn 51. I don't buy like that. I don't purchase status. I don't purchase those kind of ego comforts, ego boosters. Because I can see, oh yeah, this feels good for a while, but I got to pay for that thing. I'm not paying for that. I don't have that kind of money anymore either, but even if I did, I would not. I had a good friend of mine said, if you won the lotto tomorrow, what would you buy? What kind of car would you buy? I said, I'd probably get a slightly used Accord and then go find a trade-in for a good flatbed. He looked at me like I was stupid. I said, what's the matter? He goes, let's say you won $500 million. What would you buy? I said, I would buy an Accord, a little Honda Accord to get around, and then a newer flatbed. And he says, what about a Lamborghini, Ferrari, BMW? I said, it is not in my being to spend money on something like that. One, I don't need the ego boost. Two, I don't need the status, perceived status boost that you get. And I'm just not going to put money towards something like that. To me, it's just a way. I see people driving $80,000 cars, and I pity them. I look at them like, you dumb son of a... You could do so much more with that money. And I don't mean to judge people. If you have one of those cars, that's great. I'm sure you earned it. But that's just not me. I was like that, when I was younger. But I look at that stuff now, and I'm like, you pay so much more for that status. And I had fancy fast cars and all this kind of stuff. I don't even drive, so I drive like an old woman. I have this little Honda Civic, 2014 Honda Civic. That's a blessing from God. That's the greatest car I've ever owned. Ever. Little Honda Civic. I give thanks for that one, I tell you. Now, for years, I preached to people about this consumerism kind of stuff. Hey, what'd you pay for those jeans? $150? You can get a decent pair of jeans for $19, and well, yeah, but this is this, and I want to kind of, yeah, but you paid $150 for them. See, and really the thing is, anytime we have this perceived status, like we're cool or hip or whatever, people really don't think you're cool or hip. No one really cares about you. They really don't. Some people might be even someone who's of such a shallow mind is going to think poorly of you because you have something. And why bother with that? I'm just not going to spend my money in that direction. But I've preached to people about this. Don't do this, don't do that, hang on your money. Then I got to thinking. And I've done that a long time. I don't do that anymore. Someone wants to go out and buy a $200 pair of jeans when they can buy a $20 pair. I tell them, buy two pair, go for it. Man, if that's what you want, go get it. You want to go on Hawk and lease or go on some sort of commitment with an $80,000 vehicle? By God, go for it. Go for it. Don't hold back. I did the same thing with, I won't get into prepping, but I tell certain people, well, I tell them, go for it. Spend it. Because it's great for the economy. If that person's foolish enough to sign on to a commitment, spend that kind of money for something like that, they're employed. There's so many people that benefit. Yeah, the people making those jeans down in Mexico or India or something like that. But hey, they got to eat too. $1 a day, whatever they're making, pumping that stuff out. But and good for them. If this guy wants to support that kind of thing, go for it. You want to buy a $70,000 truck and put another 20 in it? By God, go for it. It's America. You're feeding a ton of people. Just a ton of people. And I used to, don't buy this, don't buy that. What do you get? Go for it. Spend it. Buy two of them. Buy a third. You might lose the two. Because it's good for the economy. It's good for all the people that support that item that you're getting so much out of. Okay? I don't feel bad about it. Whereas before, I'm like, gosh, these people, they're spending, they could do this, that, and, get a house you can afford. Don't get one you got to work extra for. Get, start. I tell them, spend it. Go for it. Because if they're not smart enough to figure this out on their own, there's so many people that benefit from their financial decisions. And I think that's a good thing. Let them spend it. If it doesn't work out, they lose it, tough beans. It affects their credit or whatever the case is. That's the mistake they have to live with. But, want to spend more than you make or whatever, you're going to buy this fancy thing. We have everyone in this town here has BMWs. And you got guys flipping burgers driving BMWs, little C-Class, because they have this great lease program. You could lease the BMW. If you take care of it, you give it back. You still spend a lot of money every month on this thing. You give it back because it's a Mercedes. It maintains its value. They sell it now as a buyback. And it's like they get paid twice for it. It's a beautiful program for Mercedes Benze. They've been doing this for years. But everyone in this town drives a Mercedes because they have this really easy to get into lease program. You pay a lot of money, But it's, you know, you flip extra burgers at Burger King, and you make some scratch, and you get yourself a Mercedes Benz. Um, and hey, you know what? I know the guy that owns a Mercedes Benz dealership. He's a super person. He's got kids to raise and put through college. You know, I tell these people, get 2 Mercedes, get another one. You don't know how you are helping this man out. Guy's at 3 country clubs, and he appreciates it. He's a super guy. I mean that from Bob Harvey. He's a great guy. I knew him when he was just a car salesman. But he leases these cars to all these people, and he a nicer man you never want to meet. So I'm just saying, you know, I used to preach this to people. You know, really, you gotta, you know, watch your dollars, this and that, and your time is worth more, and you know that you're just a, you know, you're being a consumer. You're following these people like sheep, and you're spending extra for something you don't have to spend extra for. You know, 4 wheels, a roof, an AC, and all that. You're good to go. You don't need to spend all this extra, you know, kind of thing. I don't tell them that anymore. I just tell them, max it out. Get the biggest truck you can, park it in front of the biggest house you can lock into, and wear those fancy jeans when you're driving it around. Because you're helping a lot of people. You really are. You're feeding a lot of people, and you should feel good about it because you're helping so many. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up. Love you. God bless. Hopefully it made some sense. Oh, come on.